Welcome to Snippets, Bits and Bobs, a weekly theme channel of an eclectic collection of excerpts, quotes, poetry, and lyrics, read in a soft-spoken, slow ASMR style to relax, inspire, or evoke a memory or two, perhaps to bring a smile or make you laugh. So I hope you'll be as excited as I am each week as I share new themes with you. If you are not familiar with what ASMR is, please check its definition in the description box below. This is your oasis. Welcome to our library, your quiet space to unwind, reflect, decompress, de-stress, stretch out, or cozy up. Just remember to slow your pace, no rush. I'll be here with you for a while in this space. One of the reasons I enjoy creating this channel is to find a place, an opportunity to share so many different topics. I used to remember my parents telling me that to become an interesting person or a great conversationalist, you should know something about many things rather than everything about one thing. So I hope you continue to enjoy these videos and the many different topics I give in ASMR readings. One of the things I missed these past few months, since March, is going to the movies. You know the routine: selecting a movie from a list of recommendations, choosing a day. I like Saturday afternoons. Buying your ticket, getting popcorn, buttered please, or buying those very large, outrageously large candy bars. Finding a seat. I like the middle rows, and then going from the middle to the back of the theater. Getting cozy with my sweater that I brought to combat the theater's air conditioning, and wait for the lights to dim and to explore an alternative space of information, inspiration, fantasy, mystery, comedy, all entertainment. And that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. Let me give you a caveat though. There may be spoilers, even though I think these movie selections that I made, mostly everybody has seen them. So if these are spoilers for you, please don't blame me. So, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof was a 1955 Pulitzer Prize winner for Tennessee Williams. And the play examines the relationships among members of Big Daddy's family. And Big Daddy is a wealthy Mississippi cotton tycoon. And the relationship is highly characterized among all the different family members, especially or primarily between his son Brick and Brick's wife Maggie, called the cat, Maggie the cat. So here are some memorable quotes from this movie. Maggie says to Brick, "Brick, I used to think that you were stronger than me, and I didn't want to be overpowered by you. But now, since you've taken to liquor, you know what? I guess it's bad But now I'm stronger than you, and I could love you more truly. Brick asks Maggie, what is the victory of a cat on a hot tin roof? Maggie responds, I wish I knew. Just staying on it, I guess, as long as she can. Of course, you always had that detached quality, as if you were playing a game without much concern over whether you won or lost. And now that you've lost the game, not lost, but just quit playing, you have that rare sort of charm that usually only happens in very old or hopelessly sick people, the charm of the defeated. I'm not living with you. We occupy the same cage, Maggie says. At the end of the movie, as Brick and Maggie resolve their conflict about having children, Brick says, Maggie, we're through with lies and liars in this house. Lock the door. And so, tonight we're going to make the lie true. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum was published in 1900, and the film was produced in 1939. It's about Dorothy Gale, a farm girl from the gray prairies of Kansas, who is whisked away by a tornado into the colorful land of pure imagination named Oz. So some quotes follow. The Wicked Witch of the West says, I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Dorothy says to her dog, Toto, Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. A heart is not judged by how much you love, but by how much you are loved by others. You have plenty of courage, I'm sure, answered Oz. The wizard said to the cowardly lion, all you need is confidence in yourself. There is no living thing that is not afraid when it faces danger. The true courage is in facing danger when you are afraid, and that kind of courage you have in plenty. The Tin Woodsman says to the wizard, I shall take the heart, for brains do not make one happy, and happiness is the best thing in the world. No, my head is quite empty, but once I had brains and a heart also, so, having tried them both, I should much rather have a heart. Can't you give me brains? Asked the Scarecrow of the wizard. You don't need them. You are learning something every day. A baby has brains, but it doesn't know much. Experience is the only thing that brings knowledge. And the longer you are on earth, the more experience you are sure to get. Says the Scarecrow to Dorothy, I cannot understand why you should wish to leave this beautiful country and go back to the dry, gray place you call Kansas. That's because you have no brains, answered the girl. No matter how dreary and gray our homes are, we people of flesh and blood would rather live there than in any other country. Be it ever so beautiful, there's no place like home. The Scarecrow sighed. Of course, I cannot understand it. If your heads were stuffed with straw like mine, you would probably all live in beautiful places, and then Kansas would have no people at all. It is fortunate for Kansas that you have brains. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. The next is James Bond, 007, the famous character created by Ian Fleming, the famous British spy, and the many, many, many movies where he saves the day, or really saves the world. The classy British spy, Bond, James Bond. He says, as he introduces himself, a martini, shaken, not stirred. Bond at a party. Do you mind if my friend sits this one out? She's just dead. On the beach, Bond meets a beautiful woman, aren't they all, collecting seashells. And she says to Bond, are you looking for shells too? And of course, James Bond replies, no, I'm just looking. And to one of his nemesis, he says, because he doesn't approve of his choice of wine, red wine with fish? That should have told me something right away. And to his archenemy, Goldfinger, he says, do you expect me to talk? And Mr. Goldfinger says, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. And to another beautiful woman in another Bond flick, my dear girl, there are some things that just aren't done, such as drinking Dom Perignon 53 above the temperature of 38 degrees Fahrenheit, That's just as bad as listening to the Beatles without earmuffs. Of course, there are many other James Bond quotes, but Snippets, Bits, and Bobs is a G-rated channel, so there were many with too many double entendres, so I will conclude James Bond's quotes here. If you are enjoying this video, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you. Bette Davis was a multi-talented Academy Award-winning actress with a 60-year career in the movies and working in characters of various genres and personalities. Very multifaceted actress. In her movie All About Eve, that was made in 1950, she plays an aging Broadway actress who has a young, manipulative protege. Some of the quotes from that movie: "Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night." "I'll admit I may have seen better days, but I'm still not to be had for the price of a cocktail like a salted peanut." "You're not much of a bargain, you know. You're conceited and thoughtless and messy. One career we all have in common, whether we like it or not, is being a woman." In Of Human Bondage, made in 1934, Bette Davis is a very coarse, vulgar waitress who has found herself being adored by a young medical student whom she's not so crazy about. So the famous quote says, "You dirty swine, I never cared for you, not once. I was always making a fool of you. You bored me stiff. I hated you. It made me sick when I had to let you kiss me. I only did it because you begged me. You hounded me and drove me crazy. And after you kissed me, I always used to wipe my mouth. Wipe my mouth." In another movie, now Voyager, a film done in 1942, Bette Davis plays a wealthy yet frumpy Boston spinster, Charlotte Vale, who blossoms under the help of her psychiatrist and finds an impossible romance. Here, Charlotte talks to her psychiatrist about her mother's influence. "What man is suitable, doctor? She has never found one. What man would ever look at me and say, 'I want you'? I'm fat. My mother doesn't approve of dieting. Look at my shoes. My mother approves of sensible shoes. Look at the books on my shelves. My mother approves of good, solid books. I'm my mother's well-loved daughter. I'm her companion. I'm my mother's servant. My mother says, my mother, my mother, my mother." As the impossible romance blossoms, the character she plays says to her love, Jerry, "I'm such a fool, such an old fool. These are only tears of gratitude, an old maid's gratitude for the crumbs offered." Don't talk like that. You see, no one ever called me darling before. Another 1942 movie is Casablanca, which won 3 Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay. It's the story of a man, Rick, and Ilse, who sacrificed their love to support a higher purpose, which is defeating the Nazis. And most of the action happens at Rick's Tavern in Casablanca, Morocco. It stars Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman and British actor Claude Rains. And just a few quotes from Casablanca. Play it again, Sam. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. Here's looking at you, kid. And we'll always have Paris. As the police captain Renault pretends surprise, he says, I'm shocked to find out that gambling is going on. And as the movie ends, as Ilse and her husband have been saved from arrest and worse, Rick says to Captain Renault as they plan their own escape from Casablanca, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. The following are some one-liners from various movies. They're memorable and timeless. Can you remember these quotes, or can you guess where these quotes are coming from, what movies they represent? How about these? You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am. It's alive, says the doctor. Elementary, my dear Watson. My mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. It was beauty killed the beast. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. Rosebud. I'll have what she's having. All right, Mr. DeMille. I'm ready for my close-up. You had me at hello. I'm so glad you could stop by today. Thank you for watching. If you like what you heard, please share this video. Welcome new subscribers. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and hit the like button. Also, share your comments below about this video and tell me what topics you want to hear in future videos. If you'd like to see recent videos of snippets, bits, and bobs, see the links in the description. Also, click on the bell icon on your right to get the latest videos when they are uploaded, usually each week on Tuesdays. Can't wait to share next week's theme with you. So, have a good week and see you soon at Snippets, Snippets and Bobs. Bye-bye.